Hello, welcome to the Turnstile Count, where we're going to be reeling off some terrific attendance figures from the Barclays Premier League weekend action for your listening pleasure. This is Conor McNamara sitting in for the one and only Martin Hudson. Oh, sounded like a pirate at the end there. Yeah, that's just me. I'm a frustrated impressionist. Better explain that, hadn't I? Okay, I was making a show for this channel a couple of years ago. It was called LIP, which stands for Less Important People. There might be still a few clips knocking around, actually. The idea was I would impersonate some of the lesser celebrated voices that we hear day to day. Far more interesting than hearing another Michael Caine or Donald Trump. And yeah, it never got commissioned. So when I was called in for Let's Talk About the Football, I mentioned it to Jamie. I said, look, I could really spice up the show with a few impressions. I was met with a very firm no, to which I proposed to just do one impression per show. And again, he rebuffed that idea and said, do it on your own, do it on your own show, which was nice of him. And so there you go. I'll try and fit in one impression per show, and it will be peripheral figures. I mean, I can do the big names. Jamie Carragher. I think it's more interesting when Jamie Carragher goes quiet, because you can hear him trying to get your attention, and it works because he's got gravitas. But I don't think it's as endearing when you do it loud. I think it's better when he goes quiet, like that. I'm trying to think No, I couldn't do that. I was. Oh, go on. I'll do Jamie Clark. Jamie, can I do some impressions on the show? No, fuck off. Go on, please. Just one. No, I said no. If you ask again, I'll put your fucking face to the wall. Sorry. Wasn't. That's just. Okay. Let's move on. I've got a letter from America, a letter from Mitch. Actually, that's a point. I'm old enough to remember when the Proclaimers released the 500 Miles song, but before that, they released Letter from America, and that was the bigger, and I think better, single at the time. Before, obviously, 500 Miles, which is actually called I'm Gonna Be, took on a life of its own. I wonder if there's any more examples like that. Do write in if you know. Seriously, do write in. Okay, Mitch says, a message for your stammering guest. On last week's show, this was Let's Talk About the Football podcast, you adopted a generic American accent to describe the location of Minnesota. Having lived in England for 2 years, I know all too well the grievance you feel when Americans depict a British voice as solely King's English. That's true, actually. I do hope an apology is forthcoming, else you risk losing your entire American audience. This is your second faux pas in succession. To borrow a baseball term, 3 strikes and you're out. Well, I've been told, haven't I? I don't know if I can believe an American can feel offence, though. That's got shades of All Lives Matter about it, to be honest. But I do want to touch on the stammering, though. A few people have said that they find Let's Talk About the Football unlistenable owing to my stammer. I think it's my stammer. I hope it is. They've gone as far as to say that I should be replaced. Weak link, spare part, that sort of thing. David Baddiel, Peterborough. And that's where you may notice that I've changed the way I'm speaking. I've figured out that it's all in the breathing, so don't replace me. I'm aware of the murmurs in the background. But I'm still contracted till the end of the season, and I'm dead set on honouring it. Okay, come on, let's get to the all-important attendance figures. That's wrong. Here we go. Leicester City, Brentford, that was 31,077. Everton, Manchester United, 39,290 were there to witness a robbery. You'll know what I mean if you listen to the show. Okay, Arsenal, West Ham, 60,262. Nice. Bournemouth Wolverhampton, 11,206. Is that all? That is poor. Okay, Fulham Crystal Palace, 26,777. That's more like it. Ipswich Town and Tottenham, that was 30,003. That's a palindrome, isn't it? 30003. Southampton Brighton, 30,775. Poor bastards, let's be honest. And Aston Villa Chelsea, 42,423. I love these attendance figures with symmetry. 42423. Love it. Newcastle Nottingham Forest, 52,223. What is it about these figures this weekend? That's another great flourish of digits. And finally, Manchester City Liverpool, 52,803. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the show there because if we go into another minute, I have to pay double to Ryan, who's been good enough to stay behind. Okay, really exciting plans now next week. But it's not an absolute promise yet.